as I officially said goodbye to her and her to me, this would mean I was able to start focusing on myself completely. When you're in a relationship in prison, it is a blessing to be attached to the streets, but it's a curse to have your mind there when you need to focus on getting through your time. All in all, I still had a little bit less than 5 years to go. I had to make it to the door, and as I had learned early on in my journey, looking back at people like Brother Anthony, who didn't make it 2 days before he was on his way out the door, I had to stay focused. I was gonna lock in, and I did. I started, really applying myself to every opportunity that was given in prison. I joined every program, volunteered for every single thing they had in the institution. And the counselors also gave me the opportunity because they seen my ability to speak and kind of have influence with the guys that were in there with me to start supporting or facilitating these workshops or small work groups with them. And at first, I started basically helping the counselors teach their curriculum. And then one day I went to one of the counselors and I was like, hey, I have an idea for a topic I'd like to talk to the guys about. And without hesitation, she was super supportive and said, let's do it. Go ahead. It's your group. And for one of the first times probably ever in that environment, a prisoner was given the opportunity to teach a class. It went so well that they began to give myself and a brother of mine, Freddie Williams, the opportunity to, teach several classes and seminars, and then the rest of the mentors, the same opportunities. And it worked. It was actually working. It was a good thing. And what they saw was rehabilitation does come from us. It comes from dialogue amongst the guys that are going through the problems, the guys that have been doing time or have came back into the institution now as free people to discuss the solutions to the problems they may face. Real work was being done. And for probably the first time, though I felt value when I was in my relationship with my girl, I finally felt real value. I felt that I could have been potentially walking in my purpose, though Lord knows I wanted to be free. It was the next best thing. They had given me a special ID that I could go from pod to pod to talk to the guys. I was working with the staff, not just myself, but the other mentors that were attached to the reentry program. It was a beautiful thing. And then we were able to start bringing people from the outside in, different resources, different speakers, whatever, just to basically help the guys be more successful on the way out. What we were doing really was we were bringing in resources that we wanted exposure to as well, but we were bringing them into the institution after requesting them through the counselors, and it helped countless people. And to this day, you can see some of the results of the work that we were doing. Me and my buddy, we started a nonprofit while we was locked up. He had the idea, he wanted to start one called NEP. It was focused on developing leadership from the inside out. And he asked me to be the vice chair. And people ask all the time, like, do people have businesses and nonprofits and things like that in prison? Yes. Are we necessarily supposed to, depending upon the rules or the laws of the state? No. But in this case, it was a nonprofit. It's not hard. You usually have family members, etc., to help out, paperwork, whatever it is. If it's a positive thing, family supports it. And believe it or not, a lot of great nonprofits that are doing community work come from behind prison walls. Our thing not only got approved, but it got so big, we were doing workshops and seminars every week, bringing in speakers. And eventually, I needed somebody. I needed somebody to, give me insight from the outside world, to possibly be a voice for us from the outside world. And I was looking for somebody, but at the same time, just hoping I could get out those doors soon so I could create some more opportunities for what we were doing with this nonprofit thing. This seemed like this could be a career path for me and something that I could be successful in. The workshops that I was doing, people were responding and signing up. I had now done seminars with up to 300 guys, prisoners, angry people that probably on a normal day wouldn't want to be in a classroom or a gym getting lectured or a seminar, especially from a guy that's wearing prison blues like them. It was working. I remember one of my then right-hand mans had mentioned that his wife had a homegirl. and out the blue at that. And I was like, okay, that's cool. He was like, yeah, y'all should talk. She's in the business. And I didn't really think of anything of it. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of that one of those things he mentioned. I was like, cool, but I'm not thinking about talking to anybody from the street. I don't want to have any type of interaction with a woman. It's not that I think I'm Don Juan or something, but I know how this goes. You know, we gonna start talking about business, and next thing I know, she gonna be fly. You know, now I'm gonna be trying to, you know what I'm saying, and no, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to go through this. I just came out of a relationship that was meaningful, but it was stressful. You know what I'm saying. Mentally, I can't. I don't want to interact, man. And that was that. And probably, honestly, a whole nother year went by. Like literally. And it was just me straight working through this year and really focusing on myself, and never thought any more about that conversation I had. But the nonprofit work was really starting to elevate. It kept going, and I needed that outside piece. I needed a voice. I needed somebody also to teach me about paperwork and stuff. And one day I'm sitting there, I remember Sunday, I'm playing chess, boom, boom. My homeboy, the same one that had mentioned that his wife had a homegirl I should talk to about the nonprofit, called me over to the phone. Generally, like, if he's on the phone, he got to go do something or whatever, he'll call me because we like brothers, talk to his wife. Hey, what up, sis? Da-da-da-da. Kill him till he get back, right? This time, when I came over there, I'm like, what's up? He's like, here, boom. He gives me the phone. It's not his wife. It's not sis. It's a voice I ain't never heard. And she's like, what's up? I'm like, hello? She's like, yeah. She's like, what's your name? I was like, Life. She's like, nah, what's your mama call you? I was like, what? I was like, who is this? And she was like, well, they told me about you. You don't know who I am? They ain't told you about me? I was like, and I'm probably putting a little bit, because it was softer. It was nicer the way she said it. And I was like, I don't think so. And then my homeboy was like, bruh, I mentioned her. It's just been a while. And once he said that, it clicked. And before I knew it, I was in a conversation. And we were talking about business. And she was teaching me immediately. And I remember, like, that was one of the things that I had been missing for the longest. Somebody that could pour into my mind and teach me things. And it's a great conversation. I was immediately intrigued.